Good afternoon, everyone, and it's really a pleasure and a joy to be with you here at Christ Presbyterian this afternoon. This is actually not the first time that I'm here. I think I came here maybe over 10 or 12 years ago. I know there are maybe some new people in this room who maybe never before heard of a Palestinian, Christian, Lutheran, Arab pastor. And I know it sounds like a big contradiction. And many people think, how can we fit these people? Often when I travel and people hear I'm Arab, they think, oh, Muslim. I said, no, not all Arabs are Muslims and not all Muslims are Arabs. In fact, the largest Muslim countries in the world are non-Arab countries. Indonesia being actually the largest. Then comes India, have much more Muslims than any Arab country. Then comes China. Mainly Asian countries. And actually also, not all Arabs are Muslims. In fact, Arab Christianity, believe it or not, is much older than Islam. When I ask people, can you tell me, can you guess, when was the first time that the good news was proclaimed in Arabic? Some people say maybe 19th century. Others say, oh, maybe 16th century. I say, you don't know your Bible. Because if you read your Bible and you come to Acts chapter 2, that's the story of what? Pentecost. All the languages that were heard at Pentecost, you know them. German, Danish, Norwegian, Swedish, English, right? None of these languages is mentioned there, but Arabic is. So imagine the gospel was proclaimed in Arabic already 2,000 years ago. Wow. Somebody told me I had no clue. I said it's high time. And we are Palestinians. And often in previous decades, people, when they will hear the word Palestinian, they think troublemaker. I said, no, not all Palestinians are troublemakers. In fact, Palestinians are occupied people living under Israeli occupation. And so when they hear this, oh, Palestinian, but how come that you are Christian? They assume maybe that we used to be Muslims or heathens who were then converted to Christianity by some missionaries from the Midwest or so. And sometimes you might have the feeling as if Jesus was originally from Texas or so. But Christianity did not start in Minnesota, but where? In Palestine. And so some of my forefathers, most probably, they were among the first Christians who believed in Jesus as their Messiah. Later they started speaking Greek because everyone was forced to speak Greek, and later they were Arabized. And here we are today. And since 150 years, there is also a Lutheran church in Palestine, and I'm the pastor actually of the oldest Lutheran church in Palestine, Christmas Lutheran Church in Bethlehem. So this is just as a short introduction. What I would like to speak to you about today is through the eyes of a Palestinian Christian. And I would like to present to you 7 keys. You know the number 7 plays an important role in the Bible, and keys as well. So the 7 keys to understanding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So I say, if you understand these 7 keys, then you know what's going on in the Middle East, because most of the time you don't know what's going on. It's very difficult to know what's going on. But if you understand these 7 biblical keys, I would say, then actually you start understanding the conflict there. So, the first key. In the Holy Land, we have too many peace processes and too little peace. And in that sense, actually, we live in the Middle East in times like that of the prophet Jeremiah. You know, people around Jeremiah were all the time saying peace, 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 peace. Everywhere Jeremiah would hear about a new peace process. And Jeremiah, the prophet, didn't feel that he has to plug into this choir of what I call peace talkers. And when people around him were saying peace, 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 he had to disappoint them and say, you know what? There is no peace. Believe it or not, after 2,700 years, we are still at the same place. You know, everyone says peace, peace, peace. You know, I mean, President Bush said, you know, before I leave office, there will be a Palestinian state. You know, we thought when the president of the most powerful country in the world will say that, he means it. He's not anymore there. I mean, in the White House. And there is no Palestinian state. Peace talking. Then President Obama was elected. We thought, wow, maybe now. And he said in his first speech, this is going to be a very important goal. Lately we heard him saying, you know, I didn't mean it this way. There is so much peace talking going on. You know, every 2-3 years, people will come and tell us, now we will start a new peace process. In fact, the U.S. envoy, George Mitchell, is now, you know, going on pilgrimage almost every second week to get a kind of a peace process going. And I tell you, we were never as far from peace as now. In fact, if you look carefully, you will see actually that the West Bank, if you look at the map, you will see that the West Bank looks very much like a piece of a Swiss cheese. You know the Swiss cheese? Where Israel basically gets the cheese. That is the land, the water resources, the archaeological sites. And the Palestinians, we are pushed in the holes, behind walls. This is unfortunately what's going on in the Holy Land. Too many peace processes and too little peace. And you know what? Jesus knew exactly how to choose his words. In the Beatitudes, he said, blessed are the peace talkers, the peacemakers, not the peace talkers. He knew exactly, because he was saying, you know, there will be so many peace talkers coming that you cannot hear anymore even the word peace. But there are just very few peacemakers. And what is really important are peacemakers, not peace talkers. And this is why in our ministry we said, we do not want to talk about peace. We want to make peace. We want to create facts on the ground. And this is why everything we do actually has to do with creating facts, not talking about it, but doing it. Because you know what? Since the prophet Jeremiah, our forefathers learned the lesson the hard way. Never to believe what they hear, but only to believe what they see. And this is why we have to create facts on the ground. And this is why in the last 15 years, we were busy creating these facts on the ground. We built a school with 300 kids. We built a health and wellness center that reached out to 10,000 patients through preventive medicine and awareness campaigns. We built a cultural and conference center, which is really the cultural hub in Bethlehem. And right now we are trying to finish the first Christian college in the entire Middle East that focus on music, art, drama, communication, media, tourism, and leadership. Why? Because we said, enough talking, let's do something. So that's the first key.